How you doing, everybody? It's Friday again at XcentricK here. It's been a busy week. We've been very lucky to be able to ship out a bunch of cars, so we've got a bit of space finally. Just kind of give you the 6 or 8 minutes through the shop real quick. New crate motor, old motor. That's our '64 Corvette. This one had a little internal damage, so we're replacing that. Another new car we just got in to go through, and this is a rarity for what you see in this shop. It's about 1971 Morgan, which is a very unique British car. More like a kit car format, but production volumes in Europe. We're just going to go through and check this one out for the client and get some parts and pieces fixed up for him and move through with that. The Fox body Mustangs come along real well. We've got the rear end out now. It's being reset to get the new gear set. Clearance is all set up. That'll be back here next week. Once we get that back in, then this thing goes down on the wheels and goes back into the body shop for hopefully getting the jam work done and painting done starting next week. Okay, so moving forward, the 69 Mach 1 Mustang. New motors in it, sitting outside now. It's gone for test drives up and down the road. Runs really good. Run a little bit warm, so we're going to put a couple of electric fans on it. But the fresh motor sounds extremely healthy. All the gears work in the transmission, so that job came out really nice. So the customer's going to be very happy. We got a little bit of paint work for that one next week, and then that one's done as well. So moving on good. The '58 Impala is starting to look like a car again. Everybody's going crazy working away on this. A lot of the chrome work is back on it. It's starting to look very nice. All the bits and pieces across the back here. We've got all the lights in. We've got chrome back for, even though it says it's a toilet, this came back from Cambridge Chrome today, so we're starting to put a lot of the chrome pieces back on. Glassmaster will be in hopefully next week with a new windshield for it. Carpets being laid in, interiors going in it as well. All the nice shiny bits and pieces, so that's working away real well. Jeff's already had the engine up and running with the new fuel injection system. Everything's done through there. Unfortunately, our new rad had a leak right from the factory, so we're getting that fixed up. But all the bits and pieces under the hood look really good. That's working away well. Guys are working away on the '55. We've got the external oil system set up for it now. We're going to be working a little bit later today on getting the clutch mechanism working. All the new pedals are in for the 6-speed. So we've got that in, drive shafts in. We'll get this thing hopefully running up and down the road next week. So that's the goal. 64, got a big hole up front. That's the motor back there. We're going to be putting that in hopefully next week. Transmission's done. It'll be back here early next week for that one. The 65, we've just been going through a couple little issues from the customer. So we're just going through tidying all that up for him. And this will be hopefully going back to him next week as well. We'll work back through here. Go back. Yeah, Pantera's come back for a little bit of a visit. It's had some challenges inside the trailer, so we're just working away on that, working with Haggerty on the insurance on that one. So we'll see how this works out next week. 53, just got some chrome work back from that, so now we can start finishing off the 53 windows. Once we have those all in place, then that car will start to flow together real quick. Super Snake number 2 is now in finished form. We've got a couple of little pieces, just a rear splitter. Then next week, once the paint hardens on the front end, we'll be putting the stripe package on. Then this car is complete. We just have to wait then for Shelby to give us all the sign-offs and blessings, and then get our name tags so we can put those on the car. Then it's off to the races with that. We're going to have this one over at the Woodward Dream Cruise, thank you. And we're going to be in the big Shelby booth over there with this car. So anybody who's interested will be there on the Friday, Saturday, and then off to the Ford Memories in Dearborn on, I think, Saturday night or Sunday. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's going to be really cool. But this one sounds great, looks great. Once we get the stripes on, like I say, it'll go up to Lally Ford for a little bit for them to Google over, and then off to the Dearborn events. Back through here. Super Snake number 1, we just got it back for some fine detailing. So we're just touching up a couple little pieces on that, and that's going back to the customer hopefully next week as well. So So that's all cool. That one's working really good. Back through the back. And again, we're busy. The 71, if you've been following that, we now have all the new front sheet metal on it. Looks great. The rocker panels are finished now. Sean's pretty much finished with everything. We're just going to load the rest of the parts on it early next week to kind of close the car up and then show the customer a completed metal worked car. Next phase on this will be to look at body, look at suspension, look at drivetrain, but we're working this one in stages. So that's in really good shape. The 66 Charger has been wet blasted and primed, and now we see our issues with the body, so we brought in a couple of extra doors for it that are in better shape than the originals. This is why we wet blast cars, so we can see all these issues. And then we decide whether or not it's cheaper, faster, better for us to either replace the parts or work with what we've got. Sometimes there's a rarity issue, which is like these quarter panels are not available, so we're gonna have to make these work. We're gonna have to metal work them and repair them. But the doors, we found other sets, and we've got new front fenders and hood for it as well. So this one's gonna be a long project, but it's gonna be really cool when it's done. The 74 is bodywork's finished on it, just waiting its turn to get into the paint shop for a little paint repair on the other side.
One's for sale.
And that one's for sale. Also, we've got a little GTI in here for some custom work that the customer wanted to do some cool paint work on it and some upgrades that he had to have those installed. So that one's working away. So again, it's Friday. We're a long weekend this weekend, so everybody's happy to get off on Monday. And then next week...
We are closed Monday.
We are closed Monday. Next week is going to be a small week for us because we're going to be preparing for going to Bothwell next weekend. So if you want to, come and visit us there. And I think that's about it. So have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you, and come and visit us on YouTube, Facebook, and all that kind of stuff.